What's up YouTube, Duress here, and for our first venture into Lost Origin, I wanted to bring you a very spicy deck list I found in the most recent Path to the Geek tournament. This came in 3rd place, piloted by Charles S., only falling short to 2 Shadow Rider deck lists, so shout out to Charles S. I'll make sure to link this deck list in the description, but this is a Zoroark Skyfield deck list. Now, you may be saying, wait a minute, this is not 2017, 2018. Zoroark Skyfield is definitely not up to the power level of current expanded, but this is Hisuian Zoroark VSTAR. With its ticking curse attack, dealing 50 damage for each of our Pokemon that has any damage counters on it. Of course, pairing this with Skyfield means that we can go up to, I believe, 450 damage. If you wanted to get, spicy and throw in a choice band, you could do 480. However, I don't see why that would be terribly necessary. But yeah, this is, I must say, an absolutely sweet deck list. So we have a 4/4 line of Hisuian Zoroarks. Sometimes the Void Return is actually a decent attack. We can just put up a 1-prizer like our Garbodors if we need to stall, or our Gengars maybe. However, we're usually just going turbo mode, looking to evolve our Zoroarks up to a V-Star on turn 2, Phantom Star, throw our resources into the wind, and just kind of draw as hard as possible. We want to get, Trubbish down turn 1s so we can get the Garbodors set up with a Float Stone on turn 2. We have our draw supports like our Crobat and Dedenes. We have 1 Lele for supporter search, and we have 4 Gengars. Now let's talk about this Gengar. I was a little bit down on this Gengar, not a little bit. I didn't give this a rating in my set review, and I think that was still correct. However, the way that this deck is built with Skyfield, along with another card that I misevaluated, really enables this deck to spread damage without using things like Gapejaw Bog or Team Magma's Secret Base, which is really, really essential for this deck because it's a go-wide deck at its core, and it really does need Skyfield. We have 3 Battle Compressors to help get our Gengars into the graveyard, into the discard pile. Excuse me, that's my Magic the Gathering coming out there. We can also put our supporters into the discard pile. So Battle Compressor, very nice utility tool here. We also have Damage Pump now. One thing I missed about Damage Pump, or I guess 5 things that I missed about Damage Pump, were the last 5 words, which is in any way you like, which means this doesn't go from 1 to 2 Pokemon damage, but actually 1 to 3 Pokemon, which is huge in this deck. It's much better of an option than something like, I believe it's Damage Mover, which just takes 3 counters from one and puts it onto the other. However, with this, we can spread the counters out so that each only has 1. And going from 1 to 3 is huge in this deck. That is something I missed and is a huge enabler for this deck. We have our Dowsing Machines. Dowsing Machine, pretty good for, let's say, buying back our special charges, anything that we might need late game, something like a Damage Pump as well. We have a Field Blower if we need to get rid of our Garbs, as well as get rid of something like a Path to the Peak early game, because we do need our Zoroark V-Stars online for our Phantom Stars. Other than that, pretty simple, pretty straightforward trainer list. We have 4 Quick Ball, 1 Rescue Stretcher, 1 Special Charge, 4 Ultra Ball for VS Seeker, 3 Skyfields, 1 Colress, 2 Guzmas, 1 Guzma Hala, 1 Marnie, 1 N, 1 Pokemon Ranger for the ADP matchup, I'm assuming. Although I guess it can get around a decent amount of effects, so that is pretty helpful. 2 Professor's Research, 3 Floatstone, and 4 Double Colorless Energy. I'm sure this list can use some amount of refining as we move forward. However, being I'd say like a week or so into Lost Origin, I will say Charles S. kind of nailed it with this one, and it really shows with his 3rd place finish. So shout out to him, and let's go ahead and get into some games. Hope you enjoy. If you do, like and subscribe. Thanks. Opponent going first. Mulligan it up. Oof. Okay. A zigzag. And a Moltres. And a quick ball. All of the fancy variety. An Eternatus. Ultra Ball, discard, scoop, and Great Ball. For another Eternatus. Moltres ability for an energy, attach energy for Eternatus, and draw 6 with a bat. Not a bad versatile go. So we definitely need, well, it's kind of awkward, isn't it? We're going to have a Sky Field down, which is going to let him set up anyways. So I guess we're not terribly worried about getting a Garbodor online, are we? I think it's okay. Question is, do we want a Sky Field down? Well, we're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot if we don't. So let's do this. Go with that. We're going to Ultra Ball a... I know you're very happy about that. Gengi and a Garbodor. Just want to draw this. Yes. That is a Colress. That's helpful, isn't it? Plus a battle compressor. That's a lot of cards. Wow, that's a lot of cards. Okay. Let's party then. One. Two. Three. And we have a Floatstone. I'd love to see that. Man, I wish we had a Zoroark, because we also have the energy, but I guess we'll have to be content with drawing 10. Yeah, that'll work. So we want another Trubbish. Yeah. Let's see. We can ditch the Marnie. Do we want... I think we want to hold in case he has Field Blower, though, right? Yeah. So we'll go like this. We need one more. We need a... Do we need the Lele? No. So we can go... Just in case it gets knocked out. And then switch it with the Trubbish. And we're good. Alright, just need to find some damage movers, and we should be okay. Oh, never mind. Or if opponent just wants to do it for us, that helps too. Alright, probably not seeing a switching effect if we later research. Great Ball. Missed the Great Ball into Quick Ball. For another Eternatus. Now our Colress draws 16. Not bad. But I think we're going to Guzma something up. Can also shut stuff down if we want to do that. If we want to get our Garb online, let's do this. Seeker, Guzma. Eternatus. Star. Shut it down, baby. Let's go. Not bad, 250. That research is going to help if we just want to... Actually, no, we have a Seeker. We probably just want to go Coal Risk to find a damage pump. No damage pumps in the discard, correct? Get rid of the Gengis. Also going to need to find a Sky Field as well. But at least this is off. At least the Eternatus ability is offline now. That's very helpful. Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah, we take those. Garbodor putting in the work. Love to see it. There we go. Opponent finally flipping the coin. We're gonna go first. That is a rough start. Okay. Going first, then we'll start Lele. Okay, got Lele start there as well, so that's good. Let's go ahead and compress these Gengars. One energy prize is kind of rough. Do you have our Sky Fields? Okay. And how are Zoros? 1 V prize. Okay. Not too bad. Let's switch for a research. There we go. And we're going to... So how do we want to do this actually? We could go Quick Ball, discard the Garb, get a V, Dowsing Machine. No, that's not going to work. Okay, never mind. Quick Ball, Guzma, Hisuian Zoroark. This. So what I was thinking is we could go the Dowsing Machine, Garbodor, discard Garbodor and the V-Star. But all we can really do is get back a Quick Ball to Den, but I don't think we want to do that anyways. I'll also get another Battle Compressor. It's not a terrible option. Or just get this Battle Compressor back. Sure. Yeah, we're discarding it anyways, might as well. Get some utility out of that. The other 2 Gengars, and let's put the Colress in. Yeah. So we have access to all of our Seekers, so that's good. Interesting, okay. Go ahead and attach this float. I think we'll pass for now. That was a pretty bad draw 6, but I think we can maneuver out of it. I'm gonna assume this is ADP Dragon. If so, that kind of makes our Ranger much better, at least. Quick Ball, Seeker, Crobat. Draw 5. Palkia. ADP Palkia, interesting. Skyfield, Floatstone, DDE. Skyfield. Palkia, interesting. And then Altered Creation. Alrighty. Unfortunately, I do think we want to make some attacks happen. Oh, he didn't play the Skyfield, which is very interesting, which is a smart play. Very smart play. So we have a couple options, right? We have, I mean, we're not Guzma hauling, we are probably, basically we either play Ranger or we try and basically go for it. Shuffle draw 8's pretty good. I think we can afford to do that, right? How much do I care about not drawing this Floatstone again? Yeah, I'd prefer not to. We'll stick it on the Deden, I think. Yeah, stick it on the Deden, because these Gengars, if the Skyfield gets bumped, discard the Gengars. Colbus for 8. Yeah, that's basically what you're looking for. Watch this. We can pump. Actually, we can bring back a Gengar first. Right? Then you pump. I don't want it high. Alright. It's kind of weird because if you drop the card on the Pokemon, then it will automatically choose those that Pokemon's counters to move. So I'm trying to make sure I don't do that. We want to move these to here and here. Do we want to draw 3? Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So we have knockout. How deep do we want to go? I think we at least want to discard draw and get another Zoroark up. I think that would be a good idea. There we go. And now we can go. Actually, let's save this damage pumper. Let's save this one. Because we have knockout, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Try and conserve some resources. Nice Floatstone, it's very good here. Find our other Floatstone for a Garbodor. I don't know how much the Garbodor is going to matter. If we can get the Garbodor online before the, well, I was about to say before he star portals, we have a chance. If we do get knocked out, we need to probably... How many Seekers do we have left? 2. Yeah, 2. I feel like we need to Ranger. Oh, Ranger is still in the deck. Okay. It's gonna be close. Obviously, not a playing a Skyfield deck is not going to be a very great matchup against Palkia, but not a big surprise there. 330. I wonder if some amount of the Guardian's Rising Garbodor would be good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 6, we are knocking out still. How about this? Ultra Ball, double compressor. Yes. Garbodor. These are going to keep our Gengars offline, so this is a bit risky, but I think it's worth it. Yeah. Garbodor. Floatstone. Do we have a... can do this. Do we want... How many do we want to shuffle back in? I think we shuffle 3. Or do we just want a 1/1 line? Oh, we don't have the choice. Take the Crobat then. No, because we have Garb on line. Take the other VSTAR then. I was really hoping to Ranger, find a VS Seeker into Ranger, but if that's not going to happen, then we'll make accommodations. Oh, I missed my energy drop. Oh. This game might be over then. And we have one prize too, so. Alright, we're on top deck mode. This one's not looking too hot. Oh, that's even worse. Oh, okay. Oh, just kidding. Wow, just when I thought it was over. Okay. That is a top deck. Problem is we are going to be... Oh, we do take some prize cards. Okay. I thought he would have had the energy to attack retreat, but okay. Are we pumping at all? All right, let's see how good an N is. Can you take the knockout here? Might be able to just take the knockout. Oh, he drew an N. Okay. Or 80, 160, 200. Yeah, he's got knocked out. Alrighty. Fair enough. Yeah. Maybe you should have gone for the Ranger play earlier. Slow it down. Kind of worried about the pace though. Alright, fair enough. Is it Shadow Rider? Let's find it out. This deck, unfortunately, it seems like it lost in the top 4 against Shadow Rider. One of the 2 Shadow Rider decks in the finals in the Paths of Beat tournament. So we'll see how it goes, but you know, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe it's not even Shadow Rider. We shall find it. Losing the coin flip. And that was going first. Oh, right, there's a basic. There's a basic. That's a Shadow Rider. Alrighty. We want our Garbodors online. 2 more mulligans, okay. Anything... Oh, there's an Avery. Okay, that's a bit annoying. And That's about it. Okay. Nothing else out of the ordinary for a Shadow Rider expanded deck, it seems like. Articuno. Interesting. I can imagine that's the ideal starter. How do you want to progress here? We can get quite a few basics online. We can also start pumping as well. So Quick Ball Gengar. So we go Ultra Ball Gengar, VSTAR, find a Gengar. Oh, that's going to be a problem. Discard the Gengar. Yeah, we can that happen. Here's the air balloon. What we can also do is, so yeah, he's just going to pass leave that in there. We are going to use our Void Return. Void Return actually coming in very clutch here, because now we just stick in the Trubbish, or just literally, now we can stick in the Gengar. Might as well, right? So we go Ultra Ball, Gengar, Research, since we have another one. Find a Gengar. Quick Ball, discard Gengar for another Trubbish. Maybe a Zoroark. Let us do Zoroark. So we're going to need to draw into the Garbodor. So it's not guaranteed. And the two Trubbishes would kind of suck. Put this down. Gengar. Gengar number 2. Move some of these over here. And we'll go research. No. Okay, so we can Guzma Hollow next turn. Also find a Garbodor right now. Okay, so we're going to Guzma Hollow next turn. Let's go ahead and Void Return. And we can put in a Gengar. Because we're going to find a Floatstone next turn. Oh no, we're not. I forgot this is going to get knocked. Or this is going to stop us from drawing, so that is not going to happen. Okay, attaching from the hand to the Shadow Rider. Oh, I guess he's not concerned with he doesn't need the extra cost for the GX attack. I already have 7 cards. Okay. The worst. Yep. Quick Ball discard. Psychic for a Crobat. That seems a bit crazy. Okay. Trekking shoes. Shadow Rider does not seem like a Trekking Shoes kind of deck. For expanded, that is. Blanks the Heavy Ball. There's the attachment. Or sorry, not Blanks. Blanks the stupid. There's the boss. Alright. Oh. Okay. Boss on the Trubbish. Interesting. I mean, yeah, that makes sense, I guess. Let's go ahead and put up the pinned Zoroark. Oh, that helps. All right. Yeah, we can knock out this turn. That should be pretty possible. Still gonna go ahead and get. So, how do you want? Quick Ball, Ranger. Get a Trubbish. Quick Ball, Ultra Ball. Get a Den. Yeah, that sounds good. He seems to respect the Trubbish Garbodor play, so let's go ahead and play into that. And then we can damage pump these dudes over here. And we're gonna go ahead and Quick Ball or Den, draw 6. Do we wanna, actually let's Crobat since we have a empty hand. And we will go ahead and draw a fresh 6. What do we got? Let's bump this. Let's go ahead and Battle Compress. 2 Gengars. And we could get a Colress. And just draw 10. That seems pretty good. I cannot imagine we ever miss after that, right? Right? Draw 10. Should be fine. Shuffle, draw 10. Alright, found 3 of my energies. Good stuff. Bring back a Gengar. Bring back a Gengar. And we will swing for a lot of damage. We haven't even V-starred yet. I don't think we want to. It's fine. Okay. Nice. Found another V-star. Love that. Another V and a V-star, actually. That's perfect. One in the yard. So we should have one more. Field Blow is no problem. Discard. Discard. Actually. Yeah, that was a misplay. That was a misplay. I should have discarded the Crobat, I think. Just leave the one prize Gengar, right? I think that would have been a better play. That was a mistake. Roxanne. Okay. Shuffle, draw 2. Okay, into a Marnie. Can't complain about that. Oh yeah, we still have the V-star though. Alright. Sick. We're just doing that. Skyfield. Gengi. Gengi. Oh. Got the whole salami here. Evolve the Zoroark, play a new Zoroark, play the Garbodor. Do we want to attach for turn or just hold? I think we attach for turn. Does he ever? 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that should be good then. Yeah. Nice. That's serious. That's some serious stuff. I wonder. It's interesting targeting down the Trubbish, but it makes sense because, you know, his plane gets completely shut down once that Garbotoxin goes online. So, yeah, that was fair. That was a good game, though. Good game. Winning a coin flip. Let's go first. Man, we've had to mulligan a lot of these hands. So we need this sky field. Necrozma. Stadium's definitely getting bumped. This is a tough one. I think we're gonna go Deden and pass. There's a silent lab. That's what we were expecting. Probably shouldn't have attached then. Because now we're losing that energy. Okay. And we're losing a damage point. Okay, fair enough. No, there's too many resources to actually. So we could dowsing machine, discard these, hookball, and we lose our damage pumps though. We kind of need those. I think we just end then. All right. Ultra Ball, Lele, and Seeker. Zoroark. Zoro, special charge. Losing some glowstone is fun. We're gonna damage pump onto these dudes. I guess I should have. Oh no, it's only moved 2 counters. Okay. Do Phantom Star. Let's compress these Gengars out. And in fact, we'll go like this as well. The other Zoro. We ditched all the all the Trebishes are prized. It's not really a big deal though. And we have a sky field in hand. That's perfect. This should be fine. Okay. There's a Trebush. There's a silent lab, so now we are not getting those Gengars back unless we find a field blower. That's fine though. We're still hitting 250, which against this deck is fine. Still needs to find the energy as well, which I'm assuming you will, but there you go. We do have an Ultra Ball, so we can go dowsing this machine Ultra Ball. That is a research, though. Browsing Machine Ultra Ball. So we're gonna go ahead and research here. I want to play out this Trubbish. I don't think so. This Crobat is of no use. Is there anything else we can buy back that would be useful? I don't think so. Actually, hold on. Yes, there is. Okay, that works. That does in fact work. What would even be battle compressor? Nothing. We can wait for that. Okay. And we have the other double colorless in hand. That's pretty good. We have the Guzma in hand. I'm liking this. Nest Ball 4A. Another Ultra Necrozma. Teammates. Oof. That's pretty good. We may want to Marty. We may want to Marty. I mean, he's going to move this into the active, right? So we go double colorless and then Marty. Discard the energy. Probably running low at this point though. 2. That's gonna be win then, but okay. We'll figure it out. Ooh. We might be out of this one. If he can continuously attack. Continuously attach for turn. Oh god. Then yeah, this is gonna be not possible. Just don't have enough energy. Okay. That's not really doing too much, but yeah, I guess if you want another 2 prize target. Not really playing anything out to the bench anyways. Searching here. So we can turn this, we can guess these off. How much is that going to do for us? I don't know. But it's going to have to be good enough, I guess. We're going to have to go with it. These off. This isn't doing too much, but Skyfield gets bumped. Maybe we should have bumped this Skyfield so we could move the 2 prizers off, actually. And I think about it, yeah, that would have been the best plan. Yeah, this deck is hard against 1 prize decks. I'm not too surprised about that, though. Not so much 1 prize decks, actually. I guess it's more just Ultra Necrozma. Being able to discard all of my energy is pretty good. Garbo door. Oh, there's a life. Okay. A teammates again. I think the Guardian's Rising Garbo would actually be a very good idea. We really need 1 prize options because, yeah, 1, 2. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, that would be very good. How do we win? I don't think we do. Let's do a quick search here. Got a bunch of supporters, more VSTAR, and no energy, and no way to recycle. So yeah, think that'll just about do it. Oh well, good game. That's a tough one. I don't know how you reconcile that matchup. Probably with a Guardians Rising Garbodor would be the best way to do it, I think. So wrapping on up here with this Hisuian Zoroark VSTAR deck, just get into some of my thoughts about the deck, and then we'll talk about the card choices and if and what I would change. But again, shout out to Charles S for this deck list. He kind of really nailed it for what was, I think, the first tournament of the new like Lost Origin expanded meta. So a big shout out to him. Go check out the deck list. A few thoughts I had about this was that this deck, to the surprise of no one, including me, is just atrocious against one prize decks. Getting that Garbodor online is going to be really crucial. I think one thing that could be done to shore up the matchup against one prize decks would be something like a Garbodor from Guardians Rising, which has the Trash Launch attack, which says this attack does 20 damage for each item card in your opponent's discard pile. Something like the Ultra Necrozma was heavily reliant on items, so I think this would be a good consideration to make if you have if you're expecting to play against a lot of one prize decks. Additionally, to the surprise of absolutely nobody, this is also terrible against Palkia. We need to expand our bench pretty widely, and Palkia kind of preys on wide benches, so that is something to consider. We could play something like a Sudowoodo in our deck to shore up the matchup. However, even that doesn't, even a full bench of 4 for them plus a full bench of 8 for us still puts us in the red zone, so it's kind of sketchy. I would just kind of write that, I wouldn't say write that matchup off, but know that that matchup is not a particularly strong one. We did play against Shadow Rider in our couple of matchups, and I was pretty impressed with how the deck played out against that. We, I think, got a little bit lucky in terms of our draws and our opponent not drawing as well as they could have. They also targeted down our Trubbish, which was kind of crucial because once our Garbodor goes online, Shadow Rider is tough to keep up in terms of damage output. Can't Underworld Door to attach, so I think Garbodor really plays a crucial role in this deck. Another card that I was really impressed by, probably more so honestly than Garbodor, was Battle Compressor. Being able to compress like 2 Gengars and a supporter for the turn to like buy back with a VS Seeker was just so strong. It made our deck so much more consistent, so many outs. The Gengars, I was a doubter of the Gengar in the review. I didn't even give it a numbered review. However, I think it is just a staple of this deck. It is a 4 of no questions asked, one of the strongest cards in the deck. Being able to like buy back Gengars after you get your Skyfield bounce, just like, it's so trivial. Just like, oh, Skyfield's gone. Okay, put another Skyfield in. Gengar, Gengar, Gengar. And then if you don't have counters on, like you just damage pump counters off of the Gengar. And you can only move 2 counters, so you, and the Gengar has 3, so you are having, that's plus 3 Pokemon with damage counters, which is another 150 damage for Zoroark VSTAR. Just absolutely so good. Was so impressed with it. Obviously, its attack is not good at all, which is why we're not running any Psychic Energy. It's something that I guess we could consider if we do want to play Guardians Rising Garbodor. Then you have the option to also play the Gengar. However, I don't even remember what this, put 2 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So something like a Palkia, I guess you could take advantage of that. Like, let's see, you could place 16 counters if they get a full bench with your Skyfield. Not terribly into that. I think you just want to go down the Garbodor Guardians Rising option if that is something you want to do. Additionally, the 3 damage pumps, I think we're good. I was considering maybe wanting a 4th, but we're just drawing through the deck. And this is going to be a consistent theme in this reflection. We're just drawing through this deck so hard that we don't need the 4th. Additionally, we have the Dowsing Machine, which is kind of like a fake 4th copy of a damage pump that we can buy back. We have a Field Blower, which was Didn't really come in like crucially. Obviously, we can do the floatstone field blower trick, put on another floatstone. Wasn't like terribly necessary, but it is something to consider and keep in mind. We had 4 quick balls and 4 VS Seekers. I'm kind of lumping those together because they are kind of stock. It was pretty straightforward in why you would want a 4 of these, especially the VS Seekers was just so crucial with battle compressing supporters and then shuffle draw with N, because oftentimes it's like a bunch of resources that are useless in the early game or like on the first turn without any Pokemon on the board, like a damage pump or a rescue stretcher or a special charge. However, you just don't want to like ditch them to the Phantom Star or to the Professor's Research. So I found the shuffle draw actually quite helpful for that. More so than like as a disruption effect, although the disruption effect is also very good. 3 Skyfield, again, like the damage pumps, I was thinking maybe do we want the 4th Skyfield? It's so crucial to the deck, but we draw so many cards. It's insane. The Colress, I think, is good as a 1 of. Again, I think I talked about this with the Sylveon deck. Colress is just atrocious early game once you like in the first turn, because you just don't have enough Pokemon on the bench. You don't want to shuffle draw 3. It's not going to work. I think the 2 Guzmas were perfect. We have a lot of flexibility in terms of moving from the active, so the Guzmas were very good for that, and you can move something back into the active if it gets gusted. However, it was mostly just basically as a boss, right? We're basically just using it as a boss, and then we have our Garbodor with a Floatstone just retreat. So very flexible card. I like the 2 of it. 1 Guzma Hollow was good. Sometimes that's even a good option for a battle compressor. Sometimes all you really need is a double colorless energy, a Floatstone, and a Skyfield, and that's perfect. 1 Marnie and 1 N is actually something I would probably go ahead and take a look at. I would think about maybe doing 2 N's and 0 Marnies. I think Marnie early game is just going to disappoint you too much. I want as much consistency in the early game as possible, and I think Marnie, even though it's literally 1 less card, I don't think it's what you want to do. I think you always want the N instead, because the N is also just so much stronger late game. Shuffling them down to 2 or 1, like sometimes they're gonna need 3 cards, right? They're gonna need 3 specific cards, and when you put them down to 1 or to 2, that is somewhere between very unlikely and impossible. So that is something I would take a look at, going to 2 N's and 0 Marnies. I think the Pokemon Ranger was I agree with the addition of the Pokemon Ranger. However, I would probably consider cutting it. I found it to be really awkward in terms of timing. We can look back at that like ADP matchup. Like we were just kind of stuck in a position where it's like we need to take a knockout. But in order to take a knockout, we need to draw a bunch of cards or do some sort of effect or like use a Guzma. And we can't use a Ranger if we're going to use a Guzma. But then we can't use it in further turns. So it's very weird in terms of like the window and where you can actually use it. So it's something I would probably consider cutting. And honestly, maybe that's the cut that you make for like a Wally to enable a turn 1 play, like a turn 1 like huge attack, just to ruin the tempo of your opponent. I think 2 Professors Research was also very good. That was one of our main targets for a battle compressor. 2 Gengar and a Research, perfect. Set up your bench, find some damage pumps, pump the damage around. Research, draw 7, you're good to go. 3 Floatstones was pretty good. I don't think we really need a 4th. Field Blower, if it, is running around like a lot, if we start seeing a lot of Garbodors, then maybe we go up to the 4th. And then double colorless energy, 4 of, not much we can really do there. It's just kind of the maximum that we can play. I would actually maybe, like, if we see a lot of Ultra Necrozma decks, right, I could see one more special charge. If we see a lot more one prize decks, I could see something like a Guardians Rising Garbodor. But these choices are all very specific to very specific matchups, if that makes sense. Like, I think the Garbodor Guardians Rising is not going to come into play against multi-prize decks as well. It's just not hitting for enough damage. But yeah, this deck is the real deal. I'm going to go ahead and say now, this deck is the real deal. The damage output is insane. Just, it feels like the lower limit, if you can sequence properly, is like 250, which is just obscene. You're usually hitting 350, and you can go up to 450, which nothing can withstand. So I would be on the lookout for this. This is going to be a very serious contender in the coming months in the expanded meta. So yeah, look forward to that and pick up your Hisuian Zoroark VSTARs. So that just about wraps it up. Let me know what you think of the video as well as the deck list. Do you think Hisuian Zoroark VSTAR is here to stay? Because I certainly do. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and give me some thoughts as to what your favorite Lost Origin cards for Expanded are. I would love to know what the Expanded community thinks. Thanks, and y'all have a good one.